Hi guys, and welcome to PilotPracticeExams.com, where you can pass in half the time. My name is Matt. So this is a quick video to get you on board and using this site as fast and effectively as possible. So to highlight what you need to do and why you need to do it this way, I'm going to show you a couple of slides just to get you up and going so you understand why you need to do it. So let's have a look at person A and person B. Person A super compresses their study. So this axis is knowledge, this axis is time. That's the level of knowledge they need to attain to get a pass. Now the blue indicates study, the red indicates forgetting between study blocks. So this person, what they do is they go and study and they forget, say, 10% before they start their next study session an hour or two later. Then they study and they forget, another 10 or 15%, and then they study and they forget another 10 or 15 and they study. And look how quickly their knowledge rises to a pass. In fact, people can do this in one day. And they can get through. You wouldn't get through a PPL exam in one day, or maybe even a human factors, or possibly a BAK, but you'd get through most other exams in one day just using this method, compressed study. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do it in one day, but I'm just saying it is possible. Okay? But the point here that you need to get is this. The less time we leave between study, and you need at least about 20 minutes to half an hour between study blocks, but after that, we start forgetting and forgetting and forgetting, okay? So the less time we leave, the faster we can build our knowledge. Over here, let's look at study person B, where they leave perhaps, a day or two, or even 3 or 4 days. They're losing, 30 or 40% of their knowledge. And so before they even get back to where they were at the end of study session 1, they're wasting 34 or 40% of study session 2. Which is basically making each study session about half as effective. And if they have a long break like this one or this one, they may actually go backwards, and their whole next study session, they don't even get up to the level of where they were in the previous one. Okay? So that's the problem with leaving big gaps between your study sessions. It really is a race against time. So up on the main menu with the how to study, there's a bunch of videos you can watch there that have memory tricks and study techniques and things like that, so that you can maximize your brain's potential with the time you're spending. And I really suggest you watch them. It'll take you about half an hour, and it'll save, if you use them in conjunction with joining this site, it will save you probably around about 30 to 50 hours of study to get, say, to a PPL level or to an RAOS certificate level. And for RPL people, it's probably going to save you around about 10 hours, maybe 15 hours, okay? So let's have a look at the process you need to use. What you should do is do practice exams, okay? And then what you do is you focus on the questions that you get wrong. You record your results and you keep a journal or a spreadsheet or a textbook, just a 15-cent textbook from Kmart or somewhere, and you record your results and how you study. Then you write a list of topics you got wrong and what page from the textbook they are on. Because chances are, when you go to sit this again, you're going to constantly get the same few wrong. So we want to have this quick ready reckoner of where this information that we keep getting wrong is located. So then what we do is we're going to go to the index. We're not going to go and read the chapter. We're going to go to the index and we're going to find what it is we're getting wrong. And we're going to go straight to that page and we're going to study exactly what we're getting wrong. Okay? Then we're going to learn that information in a memory-sized chunk, because we're just learning the 10 questions that we got wrong. Now, the brain can only hold between, say, 5 and 9 concepts. So if you've got 10 questions wrong, you really need to break that into 2 study sessions and perhaps spend, say, 20 minutes, half an hour on 5 and 20 minutes, half an hour on the other 5. Then what you want to do is you want to take at least 15 to 20 minutes, okay, and you're going to resit the practice exam. Now, don't forget to use some of the techniques I show you, like saying it out loud and all these other things, okay? And you're going to reset the practice exam and record it. And eventually what you're going to do is after you've done that a number of times, you're going to work out what works for you, okay? Now, over here, topic 1 and 2. What you need to be careful of is this. We have this, what we call a law of diminishing returns, okay? So the more times you study something, okay, your results are going to get better and better and better. And initially they're going to improve rapidly, and then as you get towards the last few really difficult concepts, your improvements, each time you sit the exam, you might only get 1 or 2 marks higher. So it's important that we don't try and compare study techniques with back here, when we did our our second exam, up here, with our fifth or sixth, what we need to do if we want to try a new study technique is go and study a new topic and then compare the results we get using this one here with this one here. So let me quickly cover why you want to use practice exams as opposed to, say, just a textbook for learning. The first reason is this. CASA publishes 34% of people fail their exams. We haven't had one fail to my knowledge, and even if there is one out there that hasn't told me, that's a less than a third of a 1% fail rate. Okay? So we're massively different in the results we're getting. So number one, it works. Okay? Number two, the practice exams are relevant and recent. Now think about the lead time required to research a text, write a text, get it printed, even find a printer. It might sit on the shelf for 12 or 18 months or 2 years before you buy it. And they might take years before a revision is done. Okay? Whereas these are updated regularly, weekly, monthly, okay, sometimes daily. So we're massively relevant and recent. Now, the other reason is this. It prepares you, it gets you in the right headspace for being in an exam. It gets you ready to be able to sit down and study and sit 60 questions back to back. It gets you ready for the ambiguous and poorly worded questions that you will face. Okay, at one stage I removed a lot of the ambiguity and I had to put it back in because CASA and RALs do have lots of ambiguous questions. And these practice exams are worded just like theirs to try and get you ready for both the perfectly written questions and the ambiguous question. Now, the next and final and probably most incredible reason is because we save massive amount of time, okay? Our students were surveyed and they said they were saving 50% or greater than 50% of the time, okay? Now, if you work out the average student sitting, say, a PPL, probably does around about 100 hours study. So we're saving 50 hours study for a PPL. Someone sitting all their exams for their RALs would be reasonably similar. They'd be 80 to 100 hours. So we're saving around about, say, 40 to 50 hours there. An RPL probably does around about, say, 50 or 60 hours study. So we're saving about, say, 30 hours study there. So we're saving people 30 to 50 hours of study, and at $25 to $30 an hour. You do the maths, that's calculating out at $500 up to, say, $2,000 for some people. So if you're a really smart, bright studier, we're probably going to save you, say, $300, $400, $500. If you struggle a bit more, or you're very, very busy, or you're on a high hourly rate, then we're going to save you massive amounts more than that. So at just $67, jump on in and join. We'd love to have you on board. Also, look for our Facebook group, PilotPracticeExams.com. So it's Facebook/groups/PP exams. And in there we have a lot of discussions. You can ask questions of other people. They talk about their NAVs, they talk about rules, etc. And we just throw some fun stuff in there as well and a little bit of relevant chit-chat. So jump on into that group. We'd love to have you on board. Thank you very much for watching this video and good luck with your pilot exams. Matt from PilotPracticeExams.com, where you can pass in half the time.